Hey guys, welcome back. It's Brendan here. Today we're going to take a look at the original Sonic game I'm sure everybody's familiar with and needs no introduction. But I just wanted to show off the levels a little bit. I played through this again recently. Pardon, that was just a demo screen. So, no options, nothing to set up, Let's go. The Green Hill Zone. Probably some of the best music in the game. Everybody knows it. I mean, it's just definitely iconic. There's gonna be a lot of cuts, different stuff that I wanted to show. We're not gonna make you sit through the whole thing. I got the bonus stage though on the first one. That was first try. That was nice. So where you can go get the Chaos Emeralds, and if you collect all of them, it'll show Supersonic at the end. So, one of the things I never knew as a kid, I guess, I never knew that Supersonic was in the first one. You can't play as him. But if you're like me, you just mess it up anyway. And I think that's the only one I got. So, definitely took me a couple of tries to play through. It's been a while, so you're going to see a lot of cuts going back and forth. I didn't feel like everybody wanted to sit through the whole thing. I mean, and they get redundant. I mean, Green Hill Zone 2 is pretty much just one. But it's, one of the most fun things to do in the early games is just hold right. Hold right and jump when you feel like it. Obviously a bridge, that was not the whole level. But again, some of these are redundant. So I moved on to 3, and the first boss of the game. I don't know, what do you say? It's probably the easiest boss in video game history. And I got hit trying to be greedy. I think that's the only time anybody dies on him. And it does happen. You get impatient. And just like everything else, he just runs off. I mean, the first level, what can you say? It's basic, it's iconic, I use that term too much. But it's what everybody thinks of when they think of Sonic. The first one is definitely, I would say, my favorite. It's the most basic. Once you get 2, it gets a little bit more interesting. You get the spin dash, and Tails is there, and there's a fake 2-player mode. But I don't know. I just like the first one a lot. Except for Marble Zone. This is, I feel like there's too much pushing and waiting. And the bricks falling look like turds coming down. I don't know. Definitely one of my least favorite. And I did find... I wanted to show that I didn't go all the way to the other side, so I still had control, and you can get the extra points at the end. It doesn't really do anything for you, but it's kind of cool. We're just kind of going to the end here. Marble Zone is pretty redundant. It's a lot of pushing, stopping, pulling, riding on lava. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. But all that aside, I still love the zone. We're on boss 2, and you get the idea. You just have to jump back and forth. Blow up Eggman. Well, Robotnik. Pretend this little section is not there. We'll be back in just about now. Anyway, this is basically the precursor to Casino. Everybody knows the Casino night zones in Sonic. Those started off in Sonic 2, and this is pretty much the precursor to that. I mean, you got the little bouncy parts. This part gets annoying, where you... the only way, you have to make these little tiny jumps. You don't have you can't charge up your spin dash thing. So, yeah, you can tell, it looks a lot like Casino Night. Which, Casino Night would have to be one of my favorite levels of any Sonic game. I'm gonna keep talking about Sonic 2, and then complain about Marble Zone. I do like the design of this game a lot. It's fun. So even when I say I don't like Marble Zone, I like the game in whole. So we got that knocked down. Labyrinth is a water level. What can you say? Just like the typical water levels in Sonic, in and out sometimes. Just a pain in the butt to control. That will be where I say any debate on Sonic versus Mario, I gotta give it to Mario in the water. That's like comparing apples and oranges. And the countdown, yeah, the drowning countdown. Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard to dodge and get through. I mean, the concept of Sonic is to go fast, and the water levels kind of kill it. I understand they're there for variety, you know. That was a cool little arc. I know they're there for variety purposes, and I can respect that. Just water levels are always the bane of existence in just about any game. Yeah, I mean, nothing too exciting. Just getting the bubbles, keeping alive. This is the only puzzle I've found in the game where there's a hidden switch under the coins. And I totally forgot about it, you can tell. It's been a long time since I played it, so... Yep, see, forgot it. And of course the switch was under the only one I didn't get, but that's okay. Yeah, there it is. And I die here. I mean, these guys are, just to highlight how much of a pain those little spinny guys are underwater. It's atrocious. I didn't record the boss fight for Labyrinth, actually. It's just a platforming. It's a platforming area where you have to hit Eggman a few times. This level does have a fun little start to it. You just start sliding, and it loops. So you just slide until you break the loop, and you keep seeing that like little hidden place up top, and you're just never gonna get there. But so it really can get annoying. You'll see, like, yeah, it just loops forever until you can make it. Even to get to the second part, the bottom one's where you need to go, but even the timing there is kind of rough. Yeah, there you go. And just as insult to injury, yep. Yeah, definitely. And when the first time I ever got here too, you know, I remember being a kid, it's just like, what do I do? Some of the underwater places, it's just, you can get kind of stuck. But yeah, you see the countdown going. Oh, the wall there, and you can get... One of the annoying things about the game, just wanted to highlight that, where, you can go where the bubbles are, but you just, if they don't come out fast enough, you're done. So, we are on to the next zone. A little space theme going on. The staircases that kind of, like, form and reform. Definitely reminiscent. Well, not reminiscent, but definitely a precursor to, the kind of factory-themed stage in Sonic 2. Plus, it's one of the first ones, well, not one of the first ones. You can have multiple passing. I guess you can have multiple passes at a lot of places throughout the game. But, the fans drive you nuts. They're a necessary evil. They're pretty nice when you need the boost, but you see, like, how hard it is just to get that 10 coins. Like, what? Or coins. Jeez. Rings. That's alright. But, we got through it. Got past it. You know, just like the rest of the game, Act 2 looks a lot like Act 1. You know, you have 3 acts to each stage. And you get these guys again, and they're at a weird height, and yeah, you can jump over them, and that's probably the only thing I would recommend. They reused this part in one of the stages of Sonic 2 as well. The little catapult things. I always like those. Those are so fun to use. What can I say? Even times like this, you know, where you just don't have momentum and you have to build it up, are kind of fun. I mean, I can dig it. A little annoying, like that. A little hard to control until you get used to it, but... You know, it's a fair death, but... These little bomb things are kind of a pain in the butt. That's okay. Tried to rip off Nintendo's bob-ombs a little bit. That's fine. If you haven't heard, Sega does with Nintendo. No, I'm just kidding. I love all systems, really. This boss is probably one of the... It's definitely the most imaginative of the bosses. You just have to hit the bomb. You can either hit the bombs into him, or you can catapult yourself into him. With, you know, like, have the bombs launch you to catapult. Definitely one of the more... It's by far my favorite boss battle of the game. The most imaginative. Like, if I, you know, yeah, see, you can catapult yourself into him. So, I was trying to hit him too much with the bombs, and then I was like, well, I guess it doesn't matter, because you're spinning. So, you're on the final stage, Scrap Brain. Definitely, I can't remember the name of the Sonic 2 stage, but it's kind of like a rehash of this. Those little monkey wrench shaped things in the land, and we're introduced to twirling platforms. And, all kind of new. I like that the stage, with the floating platforms and disappearing parts, it's kind of makes it quite a bit different, I think, than the other stages. Definitely one where you can't just hold right and go fast all the time, but it's got a nice mix of the two. You know, these things are kind of cool too. Just kind of a few cool little mechanics added on. If not slightly annoying. The timing is a little annoying, I'll say that. I don't know, every game, I feel like, not every game, but I feel like every platformer had a disappearing platform at some point. It's just the way it works. And this is a transition to Act 3 of Scrap Brain. So, I don't know how well this meshes with the theme of the last 2 acts, because we're basically back in Labyrinth Zone. That's really neither here nor there. That being said, though, it's definitely not a hateful underwater level. And it's not, I don't want to say it's not long. I mean, because none of the acts are really extremely long, but it's definitely not too bad. You know, it's pretty quick, and, it's still pretty well done. I kind of wish, though, they would have kept with the theme of the last 2 acts. I think that just meshes better together, especially when you get to the boss. I guess it's supposed to be like you're in a dungeon, probably. You just kind of, just jet up on, and we are at final zone, final boss. So, the final boss is kind of meh. I guess it's not bad. I mean, the boss battles in Sonic are never, at least in the first one, the only one I really thought was inventive was the one with the bomb catapult things. This looks like you just have to hit the piston that Eggman's in, or Robotnik, It always drive me nuts when they started calling him Eggman in the series, and then I got used to it, and so, yeah. Looks like I'm not hitting him, I am, it's just the way it's capturing, it doesn't blink. But, yeah, just avoid the lasers, rinse and repeat. It could have been a lot more epic. You know, I know it's like the first game, basically on the Genesis, whether that's extremely true or not, it's the first Sonic game on the Genesis, and I believe first game, but you know, I don't know how much they had to work with, but they could have done a little better, especially the ending. I mean, again, you know, we're not expecting full motion video or anything like that, but you know, the ending you'll see when it comes up is a little bit of a letdown. Like, if the boss battle had different phases or, you know, different ships or something, like stuff that he flies around in, that would be kind of cool. But it's just kind of bland. Just like you're in the engine. It's like you're in the engine of something bigger, but you never see it. And we're at the end. He just kind of floats off, and we just look at him. You just kind of look up at him, like, huh? And then we get the final cutscene that we get. It's, always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Leave comments, hit the like button, and peace out.